Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. And in keeping with the weather, at 42 degrees Fahrenheit or 6 degrees Celsius at around 8:30 in the evening, we got Jay from Jay Bonsai singing Summer Love. Take it away, Jay. just kidding around with you, Jay. I know you like to joke around. But today, Jay gave me a good idea. He wanted me to try a Chenille Acalyha pendule. Forgive my pronunciations. It's known as a dwarf firetail chenille, and the variety is called Summer Love. It likes sun to partial shade. Let me get this in closer so you can see it. The height is 8 to 18 inches or 20 to 46 centimeters. The temperature range it likes is from 50 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 to 20 to 27 degrees Celsius. It blooms in summer and is classified as a non-invasive plant. Today we're going to use our floor swept soil. So we're going to give that a try. But before I go on, I just want to remind you, if you want to use an ironwood tools, which are a lifetime guarantee, it's 10% off. Just put my name in there, Novak. And I know that I talked to Janet at Ironwood, and she says, well, somebody got the word planet, so I come up with a good slogan for her. Hope it's good. It's. I remember the days of John Cameron Swayze. I don't know if you young whippersnappers remember him. He used to do the old Timex commercials when it keeps on tick. It takes a licking and keeps on ticking. So for Ironwood, I told him, you know you're good when you buy Ironwood. So just a little bit of going on today. It feels like spring out there, but I know that it's going to be good like that for a day or two, and then after that it's going to drop again. Before we start, I found a nice little pot. It's called, let me see if I can find the name. Here it is. Gotta get it up off the floor. New Magnolia Garden Center in Chicago Ridge at the Ridge Mall. So they had some good plants there. An ivy, and I can't remember the name. Signonium. So I found an old pot that Roy was throwing out, and I says, well, let me see what I can do with it. And if I can get the pots to fit in here a little better, then you got something you can always reuse, an old waterfall. So something different you can use, and it was giving me ideas for that pot that we're going to do with the mangrove forest. Jay says the Chenille, but the Chenille, it grows a little bit too tall. I want something to trail, but for Jay's idea, I'm going to try to bonsai it. Why not? So I got this old plant that my leachate didn't take. So that's the dish that I drilled a hole in. And here's the Chenille. You can see the flowers on it. That's what it looks like. So Jay, you got a good idea here. So I got it today. I gave it a good watering. So what I'm going to do, if I don't drop everything, I'm going to just get some soil right now. This is the floor swept soil. I'm going to use it up. No sense making new stuff when I got a whole bag full. So all I'm going to do is take my bamboo skewer, hold the screen in, and just put some soil in for now. Because I don't know how the root system is. We're going to check it out. So we're going to take it out of the pot, and this is what it's called. Summer Love from Hertz Gardens. If you can see the name, there we go. And I know it was cold. It was sitting in the porch. I didn't check the mail fast enough. But I'm going to take my pruners and just clip off some of the yellow stuff. Some of the yellow leaves, some of them can pull off. Just so we can see what it looks like before we start taking it out of the pot. There we go. Okay, let's take it out of the pot. take it out of the pot. I'll squeeze it out. Now it's good and wet. So, and don't forget, if you got these little cups, I got these for my cousin Kevin. Thanks, Kev. And they're good for drainage, so you can put your plants in there. So, if you don't have a good root rake, and this got real fine roots on it, let's bring it in closer so you can see and what I'm doing here. And we're just going to tease some of this out. Let's see if you can see it. I'll try to work left-handed here. And just to see if we can see any structure, trunk structure or anything. Now this will also spread 18 inches or 20 to 46 centimeters. So it's a spreading plant. It's something different. I mean, why get stuck with the same old, same old? Just try something different. Don't be afraid. Now what I'm going to do, make sure you can see what I'm doing here. And it does have a little baby trunk there. So we got a second one inside of it. So I'm just gonna, what I'll do is I'll take my pot of fish water here. Let's see if we can get some of these roots spread out more. And it came out real nice. So what I'll do is I'll leave it in there for a second so I can dump the soil out. And then we can see where we're at. That was a nice surprise. It came in today. I'm glad it was warmer out. It still is, but it's supposed to, I know in the next 2 days it's supposed to drop back down again, but that's winter. Okay, so the roots are a little bit tangled. So if I hold them, because I got a main root right here being pulled in. If you can see it. So we're just going to tease them out a little bit. So, what else do we have here? Oh my goodness, my goodness. We got 3 for the price of 1. Isn't that marvelous? And I wasn't ready for another pot. So, and you can see the nice trunk on this. But a root growing up on the top there. So what I'm going to do, this is where all my clippings are and stuff, so I'm going to dip and clip. There we go. And what can we do? We can take this top, well, let me do it this way. We're going to take this top root off here. And then I think because there's hardly any roots coming out of the bottom, I'm going to have to use these as new trunks coming up. So what I'll do is I'll take all this off at the bottom there. I'll take the yellow leaf off. I know, Tom, I got to cut the flower off, but in order to get the plant to grow, that's what we got to do. So now these two, I'm going to let them sit in the water a little bit. And, you know what, Tom? We forgot to buy our Micus and Azus. Well, we're going to have to take a chance right now. Let's see, do I have any left? Nope. Okay, so I'm going to have to use the wettable powder later and put it in. I'm glad I still have that. So we're going to spread the roots the best we can on this little one. And we're going to get some more soil and put it around it to try to hold it in its spot. Let's see if I come in this way, maybe you can see me doing it without me getting in the way. I think the side view like that. Yep, you can see me work. Okay, we'll get some more of the floor swept soil to hold it in. There we go. Just like that. Now I know it's a little off, but all the big roots are this way. So just to get this thing back in shape, get my brush off the leaves. Let's give it a little pat. Take our skewer and just go gently into the roots. We're not going to fire it in because these are still small. It's a small rooted cutting here. Now what I'm going to do is get me another pot and my ice pick. And we're going to make a couple of pots so we can put our extra little cuttings in. So what I could do is when you do this with if you do an ice pick, always hold it like that and looking where you're doing it. And this way here you won't poke yourself in the finger. And just keep rotating. Just like that. Make sure your hand is out of there. And look where you're doing it, because the tool will go where your eyes go. I learned that a lot of times. I'm cutting something and I look the other way and bam. But just like that. And you know you're not going to stick yourself because your fingers are out of the way. So, we got that. And it's good to have a nice little ice pick. You can get them at the store, they're cheap. And you can always put them on a grinder to make the point pointy again too. So, let's move this little guy over. Put this here, and let's get some soil in there. Our floor swept soil. Now we're not going to use any screen on there because the holes are small and the soil is big. So now, okay, I know we're going to cut it off, but what are you going to do? We got to have this to grow. This is long and leggy, but until it gets a chance to grow, what I'm going to do is take my brush and just brush off the leaves. I don't want to stick it in the water there because it's not the cleanest water. Now this one here, we're just going to try. Let me get a little bit more soil in the top and mound it in the top there. Just like that. And we'll just spread the roots the best we can. Now see, if you don't have a starter pot or a bonsai pot, this cup is good to give you a start. And the good thing is it's not clear, because if it's clear, the roots don't tend to try to grow along the pot. But there we go on that one. Oh, we got a bonus there. And we'll take our skewer and just get it into our roots the best we can. I know it's a little top heavy there. I didn't want to cut it, but what are you going to do? You got to cut it. And cut that piece off over there. And I don't know if we can take a cutting out of this or not. I'll leave it on the side. Now let's get some more soil and make another mound. Let's get our little guy out of the way. Get a little mound there. Let's get him out. There we go. And he's got a lot of stuff on him, so let's see what we can do with them. I'll take some of these bad leaves off. And you can see the root system. Now this one's coming all the way at the top. We don't want the root coming all the way up at the top. So let's spread the roots the best we can. Take the soil. Let's hold it up a little bit so we can get the roots around it. Let me get some more soil in there. It's a little top heavy. Should have cut it before I did it. But no matter. Take my ironwoods and just cut the flower off the top there. And I think that's pretty good. And now, see, even that little piece has a nice little flower on it. But it's different. And just gently, we're going to poke it in to get the roots in. And to try to get it a little bit established. See, you don't have to you don't need a fancy dish or a fancy pot when you get a bonus like this, but you know, that's pretty good. It came out pretty good here. So now I'm going to take my spray bottle, take the surface tension out. Let's water these in real good. This guy's a little bit crooked, so let me just straighten them out a little bit. And let me get a little more soil on the side here. So don't be afraid to try something different, something new. Somebody's going to say, oh, you can't do it. Who said? Try it. You might be the first. If Thomas Edison listened to everybody telling him he can't do it, we'd have never had a light bulb. We'd have never had nothing. You wouldn't see me. It would be in the dark, candlelight. There we go. Just like that. Now we gotta get Mr. Elephant. Sorry for blocking the screen. And we're just gonna water it in. Give it a little bit of water. Just like that. And then, let's put Mr. Elephant over here. I'll get another cup. And let me poke some holes in there. Remember how you hold it. And just watch where you're going. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is take some vermiculite. And we'll spin it around. Give it a good squirt. Like that. Get Mr. Elephant to put in some water. Now, I don't know if it's going to grow, but we're going to take a nice sharp cut. What I'm going to do is sterilize my shears. We got to go by the brain. Remember where the brain is at, right here. I call it the node, I call it the brain. Because the brain will say, hey, I either got to put out branches or I got to put out roots. So right now it's going to say, hey, we got to put out roots. Take your skewer, make a nice hole. We'll Put it in. Press it in good. That's the main thing, because you want to get good contact. And maybe we'll get a fourth one. I don't know. Give it a shot. But this was a nice bonus of getting it. So this is our Summer Love Chenille Acalyha, pendule, something like that. I'm not good at pronouncing stuff. Put it in the big guy here. And we'll see what happens. I know it's a bad time to plant stuff, but hey, what are you going to do? I also got a duckfoot fern. I think it's a fern. But I was thinking of that for the, whatchamacallit, the mangrove, but this one came when it was 0 out, even though it had the heat packs in there. I forgot to look for the male, and I left it out too long. So all I'm going to do is cut some of this dead foliage off, and it should spring back. I gave it a good drink of water, and I don't know if you can see the little branches starting to come out. It's got a different smell, like a musty smell. No, it's not. It's not rotted soil. I know somebody was thinking of that, but when you cut it, it's got a nice. It's a different smell to it. I don't know how to call it, but well, we'll see how it grows, and we'll see what we can do. So it's Tuesday night, everybody. So it's not too bad out tonight. Got to enjoy the weather while the weather's getting good. Gonna make myself a nice hot cup of tea, sit back and relax. I got a lot of videos I got to catch up on. I've been running around like a nut. I just finished cleaning 2 fish tanks, so it's been a long day. Long run around day. So you take care, have a good night. Grab some old time radio shows if you'd like. Get a good book. Cup of hot tea, sit back and relax. You take care, everybody, and thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. And don't forget, use the code NOVAK, N-O-W-A-K, to get 10% off if you want to get a tool that's guaranteed for life. Hey, I got them. Why not? You take care, everybody, and have a good night.